Hey Miracle Makers, I'm Erica and today I'm talking all about one of the most common complaints I hear from my pregnant mamas during prenatal yoga class, and that is low back pain. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can use yoga through your day-to-day life to help you to start to manage and ease that pain. And then next week, part 2 will be a short focused practice of specific poses and moves that you can do to incorporate into your regular home practice. So if you're interested in that, make sure you take a minute right now to give me a like, subscribe, click on that little red bell in the corner of the video to get alerts from the next video. And by the way, as long as you're there, take a second to comment below in the comments and let me know what other problems or issues you're having during your pregnancy that you'd like to address through yoga, because I want to make sure that I'm making videos that are helpful to you. That's why I'm here. So let's talk low back pain, okay? There are a few ways that yoga is like the best thing that you can do if you are feeling a lot of discomfort through the low back, the sacrum area. So in no particular order, I want to list them off for you. Number 1 is just overall awareness of how you're moving throughout the day, how you're stacking your bones on top of each other, and what muscles are tight, and what muscles are weak, and what muscles are strong, and that overall balance, which can help you not just with your low back pain, but with your overall health in general. So that's number 1, and I can't think of something that is more effective in that way than yoga. Secondly, posture. So yoga brings awareness to our posture. And what I see in a lot of pregnant women in particular is when they're standing just in line at the grocery store, or when they're sitting even before yoga class starts, I see a very common thing. And I'm going to kind of turn to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. But as mamas' bellies grow, as baby gets bigger, what I see a lot of is instead of being upright, so shoulders are stacked right over hips, and hips are stacked right over knees, and knees are stacked right over feet, I see pelvis tilting because the weight of the baby is moving mom forward and down a little bit. And so I see the this low back curvature, which is a normal and natural thing, go from being, you know, a little bit of a curve to being really exaggerated. And you can imagine if you're walking around like this all day long, if you're sitting like this at your desk, it is even worse when you bring your arms up overhead because then your chest comes forward too. It's not going to feel very good at the end of the day. And this is something that not just pregnant moms have a problem with, but just women in general. We have hypermobile low backs a lot of times, and so you see that. So yoga teaches you mountain pose in particular, but lots of poses can help you to really bring your attention back to that, because we do it without noticing a lot of times, and then you can feel, okay, my tailbone needs to go down just a little bit. I need to pull my ribs back just a little bit. And then, hey, when I do that, I find my abdominals gently hug onto my baby, which is going to strengthen those at the same time. So that is a really important thing that you can do. Speaking of abdominals, that's another thing that moms tend to kind of let go a little bit when they are pregnant. And it makes sense. People tell you, don't lay on your back anymore. Crunches are not something that you can do. Some moms start to eliminate those planks because they're worried about getting the diastasis recti through the core. And they just kind of stop doing that. And I'm here to tell you, you will be so much better off if you find safe and effective abdominal work to do during your pregnancy. So yes, you're not going to be doing crunches. You're not going to be doing lots of navasanas or boat poses. You're not going to be doing the same kind of core work that maybe you did before you were pregnant, but you still need to focus on staying strong through your core. That's going to help you not just during your pregnancy, but through your delivery and later when you start to heal up and recover after your birth. So core work, core work, core work. You'll see some of that in video number 2. Okay, The last thing I want to mention is yoga really helps to bring awareness. Again, I keep using that word, but it's true. It really starts to bring awareness into the places in your body where you are tight and into the places in your body where you are weak. So maybe your core starts to get really weak as belly starts to grow. Posture starts to look more like this, and then guess what? These muscles and these muscles start to contract and get tighter, and then what that can do is pull on your pelvis and pull on your low back and give you even more discomfort. So hip and hamstring openings are a really good idea. One word of caution about that, though, of course, is when you're pregnant, you're hyperflexible, especially in the pelvis area, because of the hormone relaxin that is in your body that starts to soften things up and get it ready for delivery. So you can still do all of that hip work, but make sure that you're not going too deep and too far. A good rule of thumb is if you couldn't do it before you were pregnant, let's say you couldn't come into pigeon and bring your forehead all the way down to the ground, don't do it now. Go easy, go gentle. Feel a little bit of sensation and a little bit of stretch, and then breathe into that and stop. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know what else you want me to talk about in following videos. Please give me a like if it was helpful. Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. I'll see you next week.